Welcome to the highlight show for Group 12 of the Ultimate Pool Champions League. Tom Cousins is a man on a mission. He has taken down Pro Series 3 and 4 in this past weekend, 5 of his last 8 tournaments, and he is on fire. Jason Waters, John Roe, the former world champion, and Josh Kane, the former world masters, are the men tasked with trying to take him down in this group. Let's get straight into our first match then, and it is Tom Cousins taking on Jason Waters. Tom won the first 2 frames and has the break in frame 3. Stephen Jameson joins myself, Simon Webb, on commentary.
Ability, but I mean that's more like the Tom Cousins break we know and love. Absolutely stunned its dry, mind. So Jason Waters gets an opportunity, and this is where you've got to be clinical, because you know Stevie Dempsey will tell you he went really well. He played amazingly well over the course of the 4 days, reached 2 finals, and in both finals against Tom Cousins, if you totaled up the entire amount of opportunities that he had to win frames, as in times he came to the table, you wouldn't even get to 8. It were races to 8. So in 2 finals, Stevie never even had the opportunity to get to 1 race to 8. It's a level of dominance, and that is the scarcity of opportunity is one of the things that does make this game unique. You can lose and play perfectly.
What you have to do though is take whatever opportunities come your way to start changing momentum, to make your opponent think, to really you've got to believe that if you take a clearance out that you can build on the back of that. And fortunately, if you don't get them, you can't do anything with it.
Oh, he's fine, just. I thought for a second he was going to glue himself to that yellow and he'd have had no shot, but he can play this one down the cushion. Might just bump the red out, or bumps the yellow instead. That's fine.
A little tricky just to get onto this 8 ball. The natural path of the cue ball's going quite wide here. It's going to go quite close to the bottom left-hand corner. It's nodding off unless he really hits this very, very hard. But getting so close to that corner means he's going to get quite close to 2 cushions into the yellows, and they become quite big blockers here.
Yeah. Big shot required. It's one of those where I think he may just accept a pretty smelly 8 ball.
Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, it's unlucky. He's got that working really well, and he's just half a turn off.
Scratch the head from Jason Waters. You have no time in this game to feel sorry for yourself. 30-second shot clock at this stage. We'll get to 15 with 5 minutes left in the match. How close can he go? It's not a bad effort, but it's all wide open for Top Cat once again. We're approaching the halfway stage of this match. In case you aren't aware, we are races to 4 on the Champions League Monday nights, or 20 minutes on the match clock. As it counts down to 0, we'll take the score at 0, whatever it may be. So the draw is in play tonight. And if we do have 2 or more players tied on points at the end of the evening, 2 points for a win, 1 for a draw, all the players will play each other, and if they're tied, we'll have a 6 red shootout to determine who progresses through, as Tom Cousins plays another very, very good shot.
Another good shot as well. That one was a case of put it in the mix in between them all, and he can pick how he wants to go about it from there. Just so simple for him. Floats around the table like it's the easiest thing in the world.
It is, if your name's Tom Cousins. 3-0.
Playing as well as Tom is right now.
It's a nice break from Jason. If the comeback is going to happen, it needs to start right now. Half a chance to do exactly that. It's not the world's nicest split though. He's going to go yellows. He lands on his really awkward ball first, which does help. These actually all connect up fairly nicely. We'll have one pot. That's quite tough down the rail to this bottom left, but he may even leave that ball till last because he'll have nothing to do with the cue ball.
Yeah, this is wide open for him. It's just the hardest thing he has going on right now is the fact that he's 3-0 down. The one at the top of the table, to the top right.
It's annoying, isn't it?
It's annoying, yeah. It's so easy to access it, but what are you connecting it to? Doesn't really connect to either of the two nicely. Not guaranteed to get well onto another ball. Make the case that the...
We could take all three now.
Yeah, you can make the case the 8 ball's the easiest one of those to connect to, so maybe it's a good last ball. Yeah, that's the way he's seen it. He wasn't trying to throw that wide. He was hoping to target the red, not the yellow, so a touch of fortune for Jason there.
Yeah, he could have made that ball really horrible, but actually that's all right. So, one decent shot away here from setting himself up for his first frame of the night. Oh, that's a little bit fortunate.
That's why I was saying that ball didn't really connect to anything very well. The reds become blockers on the way out, not the way in.
Rams home the 8 ball. Good pot from Jason Waters, and that'll be a little bit of a nerve settler.
Well, not dry this time. There is work in this layout though.
This is what, it's not a criticism, but it's what gets levelled at Tom a lot of the time. His break's so good, he only leaves himself easy chances. And while there's an element of that, he does get a lot of free frames off his break because it is so excellent. He gives himself a lot of presentable chances, but he is good enough to take down the difficult ones as well. Although this one might just have got away from him. That first shot's not come out too kindly, or has it? Is he cutting this back?
Might be trying to make the other one in the left middle. No, just playing the safety. That's the other thing he's done really well.
It's a very good one.
Yeah, over the course of the last few months is he's played when he hasn't had the clearance on or when they've been tricky. He's not always chased. He's not out there just only turning out break clearances. It's also very easy to say that he gets a lot of free frames, and I do agree with you. You know, he does because he breaks so well, but so do a lot of the top players. But what they also do is their first 2 shots, shot all 2, tends to open everything up. So when there's a little bit of work, it's done before you even realise it. And if you sit there watching, you're like, oh, it's another easy chance. You miss the subtly different, difficult, or subtly different clever shot he plays at the start.
Well, there's a great example right there. Cue ball in hand after the foul from Jason Waters. He takes his really awkward yellow that didn't really have a natural home, sneaks it into the middle pocket, then just nudges the 8 ball free. And all of a sudden, you've got 3 sort of fairly controllable shots to finish off the frame. We are into the 15-second shot clock now. That isn't a sign of confidence. That is a very confident shot. Dominant performance once again from Top Cat.
On to our second match of the night. Former World Champion John Roe taking on former World Master Josh Kane. And it is Josh that has the break in the opening frame.
Oh, lots of movement. 8 ball on the move. Cue ball close. Nothing down though for Josh Kane.
I wondered whether he'd come in and cut break. Last time we actually saw him out here, he was cut breaking for the full weekend in the Players' Championship and had 4 golden breaks in 8 frames or 8 breaks. So I thought maybe he might come out and see if he can rediscover some of that. Not that players really play for the golden breaks in that way, but
They don't all do.
Yeah,
some do.
Some do. Yeah, it would be a nice touch for him if he manages to get a few. We know one thing's for certain: John won't. One of the best breaks in the world, John. Front ball though. Good layout though for him to get into this match. Really good layout, in fact.
Yeah, very tidy. This is a good one to sort of settle any nerves that might be out there.
If he lands straight on the next ball into right centre, it's pretty much frame over. Even if he landed short, he could still deal with it, but straight is perfect.
Slightly awkward cueing for the ringer.
Yeah,
he
has left angle. In fact, because he was worried about playing for straight and going in off, he's come low on it. He can go into the middle pocket next, or he could probably just about drop it in. Yeah. Killed it really quickly, played it off the thick side of the pocket. He'll do the same thing here, just kill the cue ball.
Very nice. Oh, it's going to stay up.
I think he was just a shade worried about overrunning that one and just tried to kill it in again and just caught it thick.
John Roe drowns his sorrows with a bottle of mineral water. Josh Kane to the table then, and this is, I mean, this is your ideal first chance, really. These are pretty much unmissable for a player of Josh's ability.
Yeah.
Put him right under it now, but he won't mind that. He'll back himself to clear these all day long.
Get on the one on the cushion now, and once this one's out of the way, everything is fairly wide open for him. We do take some of these pots for granted. We just saw John miss something very similar to this, but it's a sort of pot you never expect a professional to miss.
Josh Kane does not.
Just working out which way around he wants to go about these two at the top. It doesn't really matter. He does want to just be careful just to make sure that he gets on the 8 ball in the right way, and so the angle on the last yellow is good. I mean, you could have tracked to the further right and taken the one nearest the 8 ball, or this way. Looks like he's going to drop in top left and get on the yellow, but just got to make sure if he gets just high of straight, it could become a problem for him. He's gone the other way.
And a bit of a mixed weekend at the Pro Series to Josh Kane. Oh, wow, that's a pretty mixed shot. That's a terrible shot.
Oh, what's happened there? That's incredible.
You can't believe it.
He should still make this 8 ball, but it's got his attention a bit more than he wanted it to anyway.
Yeah, this is thin. You've got to judge this really well. This is very missable. No need for this to be so difficult. That last shot was not great. This 1-0. Pulls it out the fire. Oh, not what he was hoping for there.
The next 2 frames were shared. John now has the break, 2-1 behind.
Very, very average performance in the first match and then put in a real performance in the second. Goodness me.
Okay, that is definitely the highest we've ever seen a cue ball jump with ultimate pull. This is incredible. Watch this.
John Roe.
Unbelievable.
Wee.
And he made a ball, and he's got a good chance.
I mean, that's ridiculous.
This finish is going to come down to one shot, and that's the red on the left-hand side going across for it. Could leave it as a double, but I mean, plenty of room to play on it. Just doesn't have a great ball to play on it with. And remember, he missed a ball down the cushion in the opening frame that would have been a lot simpler than however he gets on this one.
I mean, that was insane, that break.
Needs to avoid the yellow here. I mean, you can roll it through, play the double, but I'm not sure I like the double. Got to come back through the gap and play the one down the cushion. Just don't hit the yellow. He's actually working out the match clock because he wants to decide how long should he waste time, should he not waste time. Not a lot he can do. He's going to leave enough time for Josh Kane anyway.
John Roe ties things up with Desmond in the Champions League. So 2 minutes to win the match. Yeah, you'll take that for a break. Has he got an opening shot?
I think he has. I think he's got options here. I like these reds. Yellows aren't bad, but I like these reds. I think the red does go to bottom right, the one next to the yellow. If not, it's the one he's next to. If it's one he's next to, he might just play a little bump on that red.
Red ball's in play.
Yeah, that's not bad. Josh Kane has the chance to finish him.
Red at the top of the table might squeeze top left, and it might squeeze past the other red to the top right. If it doesn't, then he's got to clear the one by the pocket first. But I do think it squeezes, or just had a look there at it, and now seeing if it goes in the top left. For me, Josh definitely should be using the beeps here, just to make sure. Although I suppose 15 seconds a shot, even if you use 10 seconds on them all, it'd be fine. So ignore me. It just clear out.
Oh, just.
It's an awkward angle.
Yeah, he's going to play a shot here.
He was trying to play for left centre. It goes long, but actually harder to connect to the one at the top.
All right then, 30 seconds, 2 shots to play.
Hampered queuing's not making this any easier. Cue ball's going to be running.
And misses the red. John Roe has 17 seconds. Not a chance. He's going to make sure with his extension that Josh Kane can't come back to the table, and that will do it. Tells Josh to wait and then shakes his head. So it ends in a draw between John Roe and Josh Kane, and that makes tonight very, very interesting.
On to our third match of the night. John Roe will stay out in the arena and take on Jason Waters. John won 2 of the first 3 frames and has the break in frame 4.
Yeah, he was absolutely flying.
That was very fortunate not to go in off. And slight raise of the hand to acknowledge that as well. His cue ball is as close as it can be to going in off without going in off. Split's okay. Reds look nice, and then you look at the red on the right-hand side. It's just a bit awkward. He actually had a similar situation 2 frames ago, and he ended up doubling it. That isn't an option this time, certainly not to the corner. Cannon's not gone right for him. So looking at taking one down the table, but not an angle to get into the red. It's going to throw too wide for that. Doesn't want it in, I don't think. Yeah, there we go. Just for a second, I think he thought he'd potted it, but didn't want it in. Excellent first shot from Jason. And this isn't as bad as it looks on the right-hand side. They open up. Use the one right centre. Go into them. If you have to, maybe the one sort of furthest down the table might pass the red. Could have done with getting quite a bit straighter on this one. Hit that shot really well.
It's impressed me every time I've watched Jason play. This is a key shot. He doesn't quite get it right. It was tough.
Causing John Rowe a major headache, though. That red on the right-hand side is tough. Hard to break out as well. Is he trying to weigh up some more doubling options? Or is he going to try and play the loss of turn? You've got to hide the white if you're going loss of turn. Oh, he's popped the 8-ball. No, not quite, but he has just gifted the frame away. Might as well have just potted the 8-ball, to be honest.
Yeah, would have saved himself some time.
Yeah, that was a strange one from John. I think he's got to go there. If there's no... The safety is so tough to get that right. I guess if he gets the cue ball past the...
Oh, hold on to your horses.
Yeah.
This needs making. This is thin into the middle pocket. Just any harder and that stays up. Onto the 15-second shot clock. This is a key frame for both players, and Jason Waters ties things back up.
Well, Jason's break's been very good in this match, and it is again, but no friends out there. Came across it slightly, but the split's good. It's not as powerful as we've seen from John and Tom, but it's created a good split almost every single frame. That sort of medium power break, creating good splits. Look at this split. Red nearest the 8-ball may not pass the 8-ball, but it goes off the yellow. Oh, he's quite a long way short here. That's why he's gesturing, because he's playing it off the yellow. That means the cue ball's going up the table and he wants to come down. Well, the yellow's going to block the ball he was playing on. He was playing on red to bottom right, and he can't see it. That's two. Well, the second shot's a little bit unlucky, but it's the shot before that really hurts him.
Can't hit the recovery pot. Chance knocks for Jason Waters.
Winner of this frame is going to be in huge percentage chance of winning the frame. Won't be a huge amount of time left. used it all. 2 on the cushion just to sort out. Get across to the one on the right now. Drop that in. Oh, I didn't quite have the angle. And if he didn't have the angle to get across to it there, then there was definitely an argument to say take that yellow on the right-hand side out of the way.
That's a big shot now. Is he doing the coast to coast? Might have to at some point.
I thought he'd top through there. Use the yellow in the open to get on the one on the right-hand side. Just got to finish left-hand side is straight, which means he needs to be a lot straighter than this one, so he's going to go across with the one on the cushion now.
Yeah, coast to coast. There you go. Played that really well.
Yeah, he did. That was a very, very good shot. Tough shot as well. And Jason goes in front at the right time, and John will be kicking himself. John needs a ball, desperate for a ball. And he's not going to get one. Jason can pot out here, control the match.
Yeah, just don't miss. Little look at the match clock, which does tell me he's thinking about it. He's still okay. All onto the top right. It will be some really poor play in terms of pattern work and making sure you get out, but he's not worried about that. He just wants to pot his open balls, and that should carry him to the line.
You don't need to worry about this ball at the bottom of the table. It shouldn't be in your mind. Pot these 3 balls. Didn't use the beeps on that one. Got to use the beeps as well. Although in truth, if he makes this, it's over anyway. Still not using the beeps.
Oh, maybe he fancies taking out the clearance. He's very close to doing just that.
Job done's now.
Very nice. Actually worked them out really nicely. I said we might see some poor pattern play. That's not the case. Very tidy finish from Jason Waters. Can he finish the job before the clock strikes 0? Yeah, how about that? 4-2 win for the Irishman. Jason Waters had to win that game, and he has. He stays alive.
The key 4th match of the night, Tom Cousins taking on Josh Kane. The first 3 frames were shared with clearances off the break. Josh Kane has the break in frame 4, 2-1 behind.
He will, it won't always work out like that. He didn't have a break clearance in his first match, so it's just got to believe it will turn and keep taking your chances. But he's not going to get one here. Interesting layout, this one. 3-ball plant potentially on reds to get going. But where does the yellow go when he plays it? Does it block a red? Not sure he has another opening shot. If he wants to go reds, obviously he has an opening yellow at the bottom of the table. And this one, oh, he's had a touch. What a touch that is. I was about to say this one's gone wrong, but the red that's gone onto the cushion, he's landed absolutely perfectly on.
Isn't it amazing? I mean, we talked about this a fair bit at the weekend, and Tom's alluded to it himself, and when we've spoken to him as well, that when it is going for you, it really is going for you. He feels at the minute like he's getting all the nudges and all the flicks and all the little rubs. He doesn't need that.
No,
he's playing amazingly. He does. He absolutely would be doing what he's doing without all that, but he's getting them anyway. And plenty of other players will tell you that those are the things going against them when they're a bit out of form and they're struggling to get a win. It's amazing how it works.
Yeah, it is, and it does. You always feel like that in Q Sports. It's amazing, really. Oh, he's not reached. It's a terrible shot.
Oh.
Okay, this is where Josh Kane needs to step in.
Oh, that's a huge surprise.
Major moment on the night.
Yeah, I should say this is a massive moment for Josh Kane. Huge chance. They've got to go.
They should go. They are all there. Not too much that can go wrong here for Josh. I should go 2-2, but then he's handing his table back over to Tom, who's break next. This was a Josh Kane break. One thing that, we saw Tom make a few errors similar to the one we saw earlier in this frame throughout the weekend. And when I say a few, I mean a few over the course of the whole weekend. He was very, very good, but
Cool.
if he breaks dry, of course.
Is that? We've not really seen that sort of break from Tom Cousins of late, but it felt like there was a little bit of frustration in that one. Or am I just making that up and reading a little bit too much into it?
Yeah, I think so. He always breaks with that much power. Maybe it's just because the cue ball jumped a little bit, maybe. But yeah, the power's never not there.
It just felt like he put a little bit extra on that one for me.
Yellow's that looks like it's going to be his choice. One obvious yellow. That's a problem.
Yellow ball's in play.
Will he just accept it? Play it as a double. Looks like the double's on. Red doesn't look like it'll get in the way of it. Could play a cannon. Use one of the yellows to the top left. The problem with playing the cannon is every chance you're not on anything when you play it, because there wouldn't be anything else on. Oh, it's another major deceleration from Tom. Well, I say that he's on the double this way round, so maybe doing a little bit of a disservice there. It just looked like one, but no. Plays the double comfortably and business as usual. This will be for 3 break clearances on the trot. And that's how you write off a mistake in your mind. You just do that in the next frame.
Got away with that break. Oh, that's come out really nice.
Well, what do you do here? Josh, do you run through these, because these are all there, and hope for a dry break? Or do you take your time through these and maybe give yourself a draw? What's the benefit of the draw here? You're still going to need help. I think you have to risk it here.
If Josh Kane gets a draw, he can still get to 4 points.
Yeah, I was just trying to do the maths myself. If Josh gets the draw, and John, he'd need John to beat Tom, that would leave Josh and Tom on 3 points. And Josh would already be on 2, and so would Jason. So they'd need a draw in the last match for it to be a 4-way, or the winner of the last match would get the victory. So it's actually still a really tight group right now. Might not be in the next 2 minutes, depending on how that goes. Oh, Josh has done everything asked of him here.
Yeah, lovely. Oh, I think we might have our answer.
Well, there's work.
Oh, yeah, okay.
There's work. Just
Last couple of balls there, just rolling.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be the most routine clearance you've ever seen, but there is work on the first shot. He's got problems both way rounds, really. I mean, this is tricky.
Going reds.
Yeah, he felt he had to go reds. I was surprised at that, actually. I didn't know if that shot was on. I thought he might take reds, try and go up the table and maybe play one of the reds at the top end of the table off the yellow, or use the red that the cue ball's finished next to then go into the cluster. But attacked it early.
He's now got the option, if he wants, of maybe playing...
No, he's
tough,
got,
isn't it? Yeah.
He's got the perfect angle now to play into the red.
Yeah.
He could get rid of the other red first and then still do it.
This isn't ideal. He'll feel pushed into this because of the match clock and all the rest of it.
There's time here if this goes wrong, just about for Josh.
Has he got a shot? Of course he does.
Hampered queuing. Length of the table pot. If he goes long, could clip it in, but the cue ball's going into the 8 ball, so he'll take this long. He should take it long.
Oh, bang.
And with that, Josh knew.
Just imperious, isn't it?
This is for 4.
Never felt that was ever in doubt.
This is for 4 break clearances on the trot, and there's nothing that Josh Kane can do.
Tom Cousins. Lethal again.
Now eliminated, Josh Kane will stay out in the arena and play his final match of the night, taking on Jason Waters, who still has a chance to go through. And it was Jason that won the opening couple of frames. Josh has the break in frame 3.
Straight in for Josh.
Nearly a golden duck there as well. 8 ball was moving.
Yeah. Jason has a chance for 3-0, and everything has a pocket. About connecting them up.
Very tidy.
He's got to be leaving a red at the bottom of the table with nothing to access it with, though. He could have maybe come back to the one he's just played, or deal with the one in the triangle area at the same time. They sort of, those 2 balls connected to each other. red doesn't go into left centre, so that's why I say that. Has to get across, get onto it into the bottom right corner, and now he's got to thread the needle through the yellows. Okay, it's not the smallest gap in the world, but he was playing a plant to leave an angle to come across, so it was never guaranteed. He has left himself an angle he can work with. Oh, he's had a huge touch of fortune. That is as big as any fluke you'll see.
Well, if you can't quite get position, get lucky.
Very lucky.
Yeah. That'll do. Position's overrated anyway.
It worked in the end, I guess. That's all that matters. But it needed a touch of fortune. An 8-ball, no. But nothing else. Looked like balls hitting jaws everywhere. Not sure you can say you're a little bit unlucky there, Jason.
Yeah.
I mean, you are, because you've hit the perfect break and you've got balls hitting jaws everywhere, but following on from what we've just seen. Josh is going to try and fly through these as quickly as he can. No advantage in him clearing up slowly.
Fair play to Josh Kane. Very tidy finish this. He really hasn't done a lot wrong tonight. There's every chance he's going to be on the end of a couple of defeats.
Change of break for Josh. Partly because the break just went wrong for him. Partly because a golden break would really help him in his quest to get back in the match. But it's going to be Jason playing the next shot. Very good first shot from Jason. Big first shot as well. Good pot. Develops the only ball that didn't go. That's a loose one. It really is a loose one. Did not want to get anywhere near that red. Not much of a safety either, I'm afraid. There was not much of a safety available. Left Josh on a yellow and opens up the 8-ball. Into the last 5 minutes, and there's time for Josh, but he's going to go in off. Ugh, just when he wanted it to a bit thicker, just to open those 2 balls up while staying on one to the bottom left. Just that little thin feather. That won't make Josh feel any better, but huge bit of relief for Jason.
Yeah, I should say.
Who would have been starting to feel it a little bit. If that had gone 3-2, he would have been under it. Remember, he has to get the win to have any chance of going through. He's going to.
That's that.
Frame of match.
Jason Waters stays alive in the Ultimate Pool Champions League.
On to our final match of the night. If Tom Cousins avoid defeat, he will go through. If John Roe wins, it will be a 6-red shootout with Tom Cousins and Jason Waters. The opening 2 frames were shared. Tom Cousins has the break in frame 3.
I think Tom sort of figured the break out. He's got his timing down. Last
Yeah.
two have been sledgehammers.
I mean, that's just incredibly good.
That's perfect.
Yeah, that is perfection on the break. Can he see a yellow to pot it? If not, he's going to have to go reds.
Yeah, middle right, I think, goes. It's a bit thin, but
I think he'd rather be yellows here. Reds aren't that bad, though, to be honest. Reds really aren't that bad. I mean, if the red goes to left centre, I quite like reds as well. You'd have to have one transitional shot from top to bottom. But it is yellows. Need to bounce.
it was so thin he almost overcut it in the end, but yeah, he's got a recovery shot, he's okay. Not ideal on his cue ball here, but just a little reroute. Having a little think. Last ball will probably be the yellow on the left rail. Oh, TC.
Going lefty.
He's thought about it. I've never seen Tom Cousins do that. Obviously playing right-handed has become boring to him. It's all too easy.
Yeah, I think the way he cued that one, I don't think it's one that he brings out too often, though. It's but it's okay, he didn't have to do too much with it.
Well, that's not ideal.
It's not, but it's also not terrible where he's landed. He needs to somehow get across to the left-hand side in between the two yellows. Depends on the angle he's got. Can he punch this in and come on and off? If he screws it in, it's going to be going too high up the table. So he may not be able to play it that way.
Well,
It's actually a big moment in this night, because we're sort of, because of everything that's happened, we're kind of feeling like it's just, you know, Tom's going to keep delivering and this, you know, it's going to be next to no sort of drama in it. But if John can edge in front here, there is a real possibility of a 6-red shootout here.
yeah, John's determined to make hard work of it though. That's a really poor first shot that he played. Wasn't as intended, but he's still fine. He can be a bit guilty at times, John, of beating himself up a bit. But he is A-OK here. Right then, this for the lead. 2-1 John Roe. His break next. Less than 10 to go.
Tom Cousins won the next frame to make it all square once again and has the break in frame 5.
There is that 5-minute mark. 15-second shot clock from this point now.
8 ball.
Oh, wow! Golden duck. Here comes Daffy.
Cue ball straight in as well. That's huge. That is huge. Jason Waters is still in with a massive chance here tonight.
Those unaware of what's just occurred, cue ball and 8 ball in off the break. You lose the frame. They are super, super rare. Wry smile from Tom Cousins. And now John Rowe's breaking for the match to dump Top Cat into a 6-red shootout.
And that will be all that Tom is thinking about right now, is the 6-red shootout. He's thinking, oh no, here we go.
Last ball rolling. Yep, there it is.
And a brilliant split of the balls.
are going to a 6-red shootout here, aren't we? Surely.
Well, this is just a perfect layout for John. It really is. These just all connect, all go, no problems at all.
Oh, anything can happen on these Monday nights. Anything can happen. Wow.
Didn't see this coming.
No.
Really didn't, but it is going to happen. John Rowe's going to add himself to the very small list of people that have beaten Tom Cousins in the last 4 months and gets the victory here.
There it is. John Rowe 4, Tom Cousins 2, and it is 6-red shootout time. John Rowe leaves in style. He gets his first win on the night.
A 6-red shootout it is then. Tom Cousins taking on Jason Waters, and it was Jason that won the lag and put Tom in to go first.
All right then, 6 red balls, quickest time wins. That break is quite nice.
Yeah, he can fly. Oh, he didn't come back far enough.
Long one first, that's not bad. Doesn't
he's
have to wait for it to pot.
Had to play that with the side.
Quickest I've ever seen TC move here.
This is perfect.
This is not bad. Tom Cousins, decent. Round about the 24-second mark. We'll get the official time confirmed for you in a moment. So then Jason Waters, for a spot in the next stage, clear these red balls in under 24.24 seconds, and he's got a chance.
He's got a brilliant chance. That was a great break. He's just had to wait a little bit there, and there is a red on the bottom cushion.
Cue ball's moving here.
Just pop the 3 and you should be all right. It's going to be tight.
Stuns down, that's okay. Oh, this is super tight. Will it slow in time? No, it won't. Tom Cousins is through by way of 6-red shootout.
A brilliant week for Tom Cousins then. 2 titles at the Pro Series, and he has come through this Champions League group via a 6-red shootout. If you'd like to watch this whole night back, it is available on ultimatepool.tv. Or if you are looking forward to next week, then this is what we have for you. Adam Basu, Aaron Davis, Phil Harrison and Jimmy Carney will do battle in Group 13 of the Ultimate Pool Champions League.